But we're going to continue with the time issue, okay? I know it's the biggest thing that's killing everyone, okay? I do so much research into what you guys want, what you guys need, what holds you back, and also what holds me back. And I spend my entire life, okay, deflecting people away from me. Now that might seem really, really bad, but I simply have to. Because if I allowed everything in, everything's just a mess, okay? And many of us aren't controlling our environments, we're not controlling our inputs, we're not controlling our physiology, and we're just going through life untrained, which is why we constantly talk about how busy we are, okay? Now, I say this all the time, and it's something I've learned, and every single thing that I add in now to life, it could be anything from coaching to Facebook ads to stuff with the podcast, which, guys, is at number 16 today. Yesterday, I think will be top 10 today, and anyone who has liked, shared, subscribed, reviewed, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. It got like over 1,000 plays yesterday, which is insane. So anything has to have a value, okay? And I have to do the highest value things first. I cannot do everything myself, or I will be completely effing overwhelmed from 5:30 in the morning when I start to 6 o'clock at night when I finish, okay? My cluster F is the phrase. My entire life will be a cluster F of completing low value tasks with no order, no plan, no strategy, no nothing. Gary, good morning, say hello, where you from? Same with you, Paul Joy. So we have to get smart, guys, okay? And very often, something that we can use if you are a business person. If you have got your own business, let me know in the comments as well, because I'm going to be doing some more business coaching seminars. But we have to look for the who, not the how, okay? So every time I want to do with something with Facebook ads, there's some coach who says, I'll teach you how to do that, Lee. I'll show you how to do this, Lee. I'll teach you how to do that, Lee. And you cannot keep living your life trying to do everything yourself, okay? You have to get a handle on delegation. You have to write this phrase down, okay? If I'm overwhelmed with too many tasks to do in every single day, okay, I have to start focusing on the who, not the how, okay? Who is the best person to do my Facebook ads for me? Okay, who is the best person to do the scheduling of the podcast, okay? How much is that going to cost me, and what's that worth versus the time that I have? I say this all the time, okay? Everyone wants to come on board and tell you how to do everything, okay? They want to come on board, they want to tell yourself, they want to give you the story, they want to tell you what course they've done, they want to give you the sales speech. Exactly, Ryu's just commenting, guys. Ryu runs the podcast for me. He will just laugh because I'll just cut him short and say, I don't care, I will just do it. Go for it. I trust you, okay? Because I don't need the explanation of the ins and outs of how everything works. But that's what many of us do, okay? We try and understand every single micromanagement part of the business, okay? You guys will, again, let's use the podcast as an example. I'm not on SoundCloud. I'm not on Mixcloud apart from on Saturday night. I'm not doing any of that end, okay? Ryu's doing it all. What does that do? It allows me to focus on the music to make sure that the most amazing tunes are on that mix, okay? How can I do that if I'm doing Facebook ads, if I'm doing SoundCloud, if I'm doing iTunes, if I'm doing this, if I'm doing that? And it's so many people always... I'm not even started today's talk yet. So many people say this to me all the time. How do you do what you do? It's because I find the who, not the how, okay? I delegate, and I totally get what some people were saying. I can't afford to delegate, Lee. I can't afford to have people to do these jobs. Well, that may be the case, in which case you might need to look harder to find the who's, okay? Because there will be a who who's willing to help you for free. I guarantee you, to help build their business alongside your business, okay? They are out there. You're just not looking. You've got this blinkers on, okay? You've got the horse blinkers on. I have to do everything myself. Oh, it's quick. This is what I said as a manager for years, and it destroyed businesses. It's quicker just to do it myself. Well, it might be, but you can't scale then. Okay, it's as simple as that. You cannot scale doing everything yourself, and you will just become shot down. And it's also quite arrogant to think that there isn't someone that can do that job better than you, because there always is. Okay, so we have to start bringing that into life, because it even has to come into the conversations we're having. Okay, I will cut people off. Okay, if someone wants to start talking to me about their Facebook ads and their strategies and their plans and all, I don't care. I want the ads done and I want the result. It's as simple as that. And I want some proof that they've done it before and a testimonial, and then they can do the job. We don't need to. I'll tell you one thing that's killing you guys that have got your own businesses is meetings and conversations. Meetings and conversations are killing your progress, okay? So we went through it yesterday. I'm going to develop this more. This isn't just business. This builds into every single area of your life. It builds into you massively if you're an employee, if you're self-employed, or just in your general go-to. I just spat all over my phone. Lovely. So do the important and ignore the trivial. If there's too many jobs, we need to look for the who, not the how. You don't have to understand everything, okay? Not all evils are created equal. And Tony, say good morning, let us know where you're from, okay? So many of you are just constantly taking information abuse. You're allowing yourself to be abused with information, and then you say things like, I don't even know where to start. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. Okay, I'll tell you where to start. You find the best possible person to do that job for you, and if you can afford it, you pay them to do it so you can afford to focus on other stuff yourself, okay? If you're not in that investment, you're going to have to look a lot harder. But there's a lot of people out there who are willing to do stuff for free to help build their businesses alongside you in your life, okay? I'll give you another clue, okay? I bet there's 100 body transformation coaches in the UK that would coach you for free right now if you could convince them that you were going to do everything they said in order to get results, okay? Cost is never an issue. You might just have to look a bit harder, okay? There will be people who will be willing to run your Facebook ads for you in order to build their business so they can show somebody else the results that they've done for you. And you could maybe do a deal with them where you say, okay, you do my Facebook ads, and when I've seen that return on investment that you promised, which is money I didn't have, I will pay you that amount, okay? So there's 3 principal offenders that we're going to come back to. We went through them briefly yesterday, okay? Time wasters. Meetings, Facebooks, catch-ups. Do you know how many messages I get every day from people saying, can we just have a catch-up? No. What's the issue? What needs dealing with? There isn't one. Okay, well, there's no catch-up needed then. Sounds brutal, but that's the way it is. If you want results, that's the way it has to be, okay? Time consumers, emails, phone calls, notifications, and pointless errands. Who's ever had a really important task to do, but they decide to maybe put some stuff on eBay and then go down to the post office and stand in the queue and post it and do this and do that and all the crap and never get the job done, okay? So we went through some little tips yesterday, some empowerment tips, doing, not delegation, and what we need to focus on is the who, not the how, okay? Limit access and communication, turn off all your notifications on everything, so you only go into, there's actually an app, guys, that I recommend everyone looks at. I'll post it in the thread once I've finished. It's basically a newsfeed eradicator. It's a Chrome plugin, blocks your newsfeed on Facebook. So you can use Facebook without seeing all the crap, because so many of us use Facebook for our businesses. So again, this becomes a stumbling block. Well, I can't come off Facebook because I use it for my work. Okay, well, use the newsfeed eradicator, because that's not what you're using Facebook for. You're using it for work. Focus, okay? So empowerment failures. So many of us are doing, not delegating, okay? The who, not the how. Now, we're going to come on to some epic tips. Number one is, okay, always do your most important tasks before 11 a.m. Now, unless Nat's doing it now, and you're quite within your rights to say this, and no one will ever get annoyed, although you may think that they will, which comes down to your training, okay? I will not check my emails or the messages from the clients on PT Hub today before 11 a.m. I absolutely refuse to, under any circumstances. I don't care how many there are or how urgent they are. And I won't do that same with Facebook messages, and I won't do the same with my emails either, because I've got a very important task that needs completing, and that needs completing first. So many of you are diving into emails, diving into Facebook, diving into WhatsApp, diving into phone calls, diving into text messages, diving into everything. And that just, your whole day just disappears, okay? Bogged down, dealing with crap, meetings, conversations. So my next important task, so that is, get all those shut down before 11 o'clock. This is when you're strongest, and focus on what's most important, okay? Number two, an epic tip for life development, write this down as well, is beg for forgiveness, not permission, okay? Beg for forgiveness, not permission. Most of you don't start things, you don't get anything done, you don't progress, you don't move forward because you want permission to do everything. Permission from your peers, permission from your boss, permission from your friends, permission from the world, permission from Facebook, permission from wherever you are. I will literally, if I believe in something, I will just do it. I don't need anyone's permission to do it, okay? And if it annoys someone, then I might have to beg for forgiveness afterwards. But I'm not going to give them the opportunity to tell me not to do it, okay? I'm not going to give them the opportunity to draw it into a 5-hour meeting about pros and cons, okay? I'm not, even when I had a job, I'm not going to give my boss the opportunity to stop me doing that when I know it's going to improve something in the company. I'm just going to do it. And if I have to apologise afterwards because it goes wrong, then so be it, okay? But I'm much rather, 100 times out of 100, beg for forgiveness, not permission, okay? So, we also need to understand when we're talking about this, when we're talking about Facebook messages, we're talking about WhatsApps, we're talking about emails, okay? We're talking about all the things that you guys keep and continue to get distracted from. Guys in the private client group, today's training is epic because it builds onto what we were talking about yesterday on focus and concentration, okay? So one tip is to have a work phone and a personal phone. Might seem to start with like you are going to, have more distractions because you've now got two phones, but if you're strict with it, it's life-changing, okay? And what it also means is that family time becomes family time, not family time / Facebook / WhatsApp group / messages / nothing. Because on my personal phone, there's about 15 numbers in it, okay? And that phone is, those people also know that phone is only for critical circumstances. It has no apps on it. It has nothing on it at all, okay? Now, many of you as well what we're going to talk about is the reactiveness, okay? The reactiveness of WhatsApp, the reactiveness of text messages, the reactiveness of emails. Personally, for me, it could be the reactiveness of PT Hub messages. And if you have always behaved in that way, then you might need to adapt to softly approach. And I think these videos are going on iTunes soon, so I really can't swear at all. Not be a D1CK about it, okay? This is, again, what people say to me. You know, when I talk about cutting toxic people or negative places or removing them or moving away from them, because I don't like the phrase of removing them or avoiding them, because that's just another avoidance technique, okay? I replace negative people with positive people. I replace negative behaviour with positive behaviour. You can't ever get rid of the negative, okay? But if you have been a person that you constantly respond like that, every time someone sends you a Facebook message, ping, respond. WhatsApp, ping, respond. Email, oh, got an email, ping, sound like Love Island. I've got a message. But it's what the world has become, okay? Reacting all day. And you're unprotected. Your mind is completely unprotected. Every time something happens, you react and respond to it. Okay? Now here's an idea as an autoresponder on your emails to start with. Hi friend, or whatever your opener is. I now reply to my emails once daily at 4 p.m. Thank you for understanding this new time management process I've implemented in my life. It allows me to work more efficiently, more effectively, to focus on what's important so that I can serve and accomplish you as a client to the best of my abilities. Have an amazing day. How can you be offended to that? Oh, it's okay. So I know I'm going to get a reply from Ryu at some time between 4 or 5. That's great, because what I'd sent him wasn't urgent anyway. Okay? If it's critical or urgent, then he will find a way to get in touch with me. Okay? But very often it's not. But not only do we convince ourselves that all these things to deal with are critical and urgent, we allow the other person to force their pushiness onto us because they want it doing. Okay? This riled me yesterday to the level where I had to learn from this training myself. This is a random stranger, right? And I'm not aggressive anymore, but if I was, and I knew him, I would have punched him in the face. Joking. Sent me a message on Facebook asking a personal question about my neck injury and the scar. And when I hadn't replied in 2 hours, this is so hard not to swear, sent me an effing question mark. And that is what the world has come to. He thinks he has the right to not only message a complete stranger something quite personal that they might not want to answer, and then when they haven't replied to his partly rude request within 2 hours, feels it's acceptable to send a question mark. I had to do my walk away, count to 10. And then I just deleted and blocked him without replying, because that's rude. So we have to have a handle on that. We cannot, because if we don't, there will always be bolshy, pushy people who believe that they deserve to be your highest value task every second. People who have got their own business will know about it, okay? Get rid of them. We're going back here to 20% of the people in your life or your business cause 80% of the problems, and they need to go. Remove the splinters and you will thank yourself later, okay? Any 24 to 48 hours is perfectly acceptable in any business for any response time, okay? Morning, Janet. Morning, Claire. How you doing? Morning, Mick. Let us know where you're from. Janet and Mick, say hello, let us know where you're from. It's perfectly acceptable, okay? Now, you might want to over-deliver on that, which is great. Morning, Paul. Let us know where you're from. It's great if you want to over-deliver on that. But under-promise and over-deliver, okay? My clients get a contract at the start that says that I promise to reply to emails or Facebook messages within 36 hours, okay? That is perfectly acceptable. You can't manage a high amount of people in your life and not do that. But, you know, I never ever answer my phone. I can't remember the last time I answered a phone call. And Ryu will be laughing about this as well, because his friend sent us a track and I liked the track. And he was like the guy said, oh, like, Ryu, I don't get it. Ryu was explaining, like, I have to book a call with you. I can't, like, just give you a ring. And nobody ever just gives me a ring, okay? And if they do, I don't answer because it's not scheduled in my day. It's not planned. It's not important. If it wasn't on my radar when I redid my list at 7 a.m. this morning, then it's not important today because my important tasks are down. That does not involve answering the call to 3 people who, 1, either want a catch up or a meeting or a discussion, or 2, believe that their thing is that important that I should stop everything that I'm doing in order to help them. Not happening. And you have to get a handle on that. And you have to get a handle on understanding that it's okay. It's okay to do that, because if you don't, you will just spend all day on the phone doing squat all. Lee, good morning, let us know where you're from, and get nothing done. And then you'll go around telling the world how busy you are. How busy you are being a busy idiot, achieving absolutely sweet FA on a daily basis before getting up and doing the same thing next day, because you're distracted, you're not focused, you're not concentrating, which is what we're going to come on to in the live, guys, how we can implement that in the private client life. I'm going to develop on yesterday's. Okay, so you have to stop allowing tire kickers to consume your precious time, okay? And you have to master the art of not getting drawn into chit chat. Master refusal, okay? Avoid meetings unless they are 5 minutes or less, okay? Again, the track at the start, Vernon, okay? Morning, Steve. How you doing, buddy? I've got a call booked with Vernon today about a vocal at 11:30. It's 5 minutes. Okay, and he knows it's 5 minutes. Because it doesn't need to be any longer than that. There's a very specific point to the call. We know what we need to talk about. It's about Angie Brown revocaling Need You Want Ya. We need to discuss the terms before we go back to her management. It needs to be nailed down and done. Okay, we don't need to go down the how you doing, buddy? What you been up to this week? Oh, I've been in studio. Yeah, put some stuff down on this. How's your kids? You know, it's all very nicey nice. But if you want to be productive in your day, it will destroy you, okay? Now, we need an action list, not a load of opinions and not a load of chit chat, okay? So again, I announce myself to clients and I'm very clear, very, very clear on communication from the outset. Hit me up on Facebook Messenger, I'm not going to reply. Simple as that, because you know how to contact me. I've told you. Okay, they know when the meetings are, they know when the Q&As are, they know when they have my time. And they actually have more of my time than any clients in the world, I believe, possibly maybe apart from Paul with me, because he's just an absolute warrior. They have more time than any other coaches give to their clients. I don't know any other coaches that do a daily question and action session, okay, or a weekly one meeting. Why do I do it? Because it's scheduled and it's hardcore and it's pinned down, okay? You know, again, those of you that are coaches and that you are in businesses and that you are bosses, I'm here to be your boss, okay? You've hired me to improve your physical and mental health, and that's what I intend to do. That means that we focus on that, not chit chat, okay? Not things that aren't important. So I don't need the story. I just need everyone to focus on what action they need to take to improve. And that's what we keep doing. But it is your job, guys, to start to train the people around you, okay? To be efficient and effective and understand your very fair terms, because no one else will do it for you, okay? So 3 tips we're going to finish on, because I'm going to go over again, okay? Get rid of the non-urgent, okay? Get rid of phone calls, get rid of meetings. Email me. never phone or a meeting first. If someone wants a conversation, email me what it's about and I will decide whether it's important enough for a meeting or a phone call. We are not going straight to the phone call, okay? I don't do any sales calls unless they're planned in, okay? I don't do any sales calls unless they've completed a qualification survey for my VIP coaching, and it's intense. It's 16 pages long, okay? Because there's absolutely no way I'm going to jump on that phone call unless I know I want to work with them, that they can afford it, and that I can get a result with them. If I don't know those three things, I will not be getting on the sales call. When I jump on the sales call, I am completely in control of it, okay? From the outset, because it's down to a set time, okay? I don't need to hear about their past, their story. You might think I'm harsh saying this, but I'm not, because I'm not helping them, okay? We need to know the focused action needed to move forward, and you need to be the same with people in your life that might need your help, okay? Refuse any other form of communication and make it habit, okay? If you want to speak to me, you need to drop me an email. You need to be very clear in the email about what it is you want to talk to me about and how you need your help and all of those things. It will be personal to you in all different circumstances. And then if it's high enough value and I believe we should progress to the next stage of the conversation or the meeting or whatever, then it will go into the diary at a certain time. Now, here's the kicker, tip number 3, which is epic. I've actually written epic tip, okay? This is life-changing. You have to streamline your conversations to yes or no, okay? Who's ever done this? Hi Jane, it's Lee. Hi Lee, how you doing? Yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you? Yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm struggling with X, Y, and Z, and I'm wondering if we could book a chat. Well, yeah, I get where you're coming from, and I understand this, and yada, 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 yada. Reply. It can go on and on and on and on, okay? Streamline it to yes or no answers, okay? John Crofts is watching, okay? And I'm going to use a perfect example of this. He guessed the answer to the question that no one else knew on a live. So I offered him a 1 hour one-to-one coaching session like this, okay? He's messaged me yesterday asking when it is, okay? If untrained, that could go into a long ding-dong of conversations about when works best for him, when works best for me, maybe we could do it this time, what do you want to talk about, da-da-da-da-da, you get where I'm coming from, you will all get drawn into this on WhatsApp, on Messenger and everything, okay? He's going to simply get one, yeah, that's great, can you do it at 4 p.m. on this date? If not, please advise me 4 other dates and times when you can do the meeting. I will reply with which one you want and I will see you then. 5 seconds, done, okay? Can't get into this, when works best for you, well, I could do this, but da-da-da-da-da. Well, let me just don't give people that opportunity, okay? You need to eradicate that massively. Well, I'll get up tomorrow and I'll see what my diary's like, and then I'll drop you a text once I know what my availability is like, and we can look at what your availability is like, and then we can see where we're both at, and then we can maybe have a chat about it and maybe ask a couple more questions at the same time, and then I'll confirm with you in the morning. Got to eradicate that, okay? If it's confirmed, it's confirmed. It doesn't need reconfirming. It's yes, no, time, yes, done, booked in, job done, okay? Trim the fat and it will save you hours and hours of time. Guys, hope that's been helpful this morning. As always, thank you for liking, commenting, sharing. If you can keep it going, that would be great. If you are new and you didn't say hello and where you're from, I would like you to. I do go back and read all the comments, then I can recognise you tomorrow. Matthew Reef, I can see you've just jogged in. Everybody hit some love hearts. Let's lift each other's spirits. Kimberly, say hello, let us know where you're from. Lee Holehouse, Simon Adshed, Paul May, Janet Buxton, say hello. Let us know, guys. You know what, guys, anyone who's still listening now, and there's quite a lot of you, drop some comments in on what you feel you need help with most, or anything from a mindset, nutrition, or training perspective that you are finding difficult or struggling with, and that will help me to better plan the content of these free daily lives in order to help you more to the best of my ability. I've got to go, guys, because I'm into my client's live question and action session. I've got some epic training on concentration and focus. I love you all. Have an amazing day. Take care. Don't forget to listen to the podcast, rate it, review it, listen to it. Take care. Big love.